Hey, this is Mike from Introstars. We're super excited to have a new episode of the Super Connectors podcast with us today. And as our VIP guest, we've got Charlie. Hey Charlie, so nice for you to be here today.
Thanks for having me here.
Amazing. Could you tell us a bit more about yourself and what it means for you to be a super connector?
Yeah, absolutely. Connecting is definitely part of my DNA, I could probably say. I come from a networking background, so that was my business for a long time. Yep. But weirdly, probably for most super connectors, I don't actually like networking. If I could avoid it, I would. I'd rather hang out with my mates, being quite frank. That thought of just going into a room of strangers, not my favourite thing to do. So I actually call myself an unnatural networker. I'm a bit of an introvert, a bit shy. Doesn't necessarily come across when I'm on stage speaking, for example, and people say, really? They don't believe it sometimes. But actually, yeah, a little bit shy inside, a little bit reserved. When I've gone networking, I need to go and sit in a dark room and just, kind of get it out of my system. But actually, yeah, that's how I come where I am. And yeah, I'm an unnatural networker, but that's the thing. I come up networking and building professional relationships from the point of view of someone who don't like to do it. And let's face it, there's a lot of people out there in the big wide world who don't like to go and network.
Absolutely. And you wrote 2 books about it, right?
Yeah, exactly. The first one is called The Unnatural Networker.
Perfect title. Love it.
It describes me perfectly. Second one's called The Unnatural Promoter. It's about people not being so comfortable to shout about themselves, to blow their own trumpet. And essentially the principle of that is, if you don't feel good about doing that, well, get your network around you, get connectors around you to do that for you.
And so obviously you say yourself, it's unnatural to you. So how did you get into that whole networking game and connections game? Was there a pivotal moment for you?
Yeah, probably my arm being twisted slowly behind my back by someone who was trying to get me to go along to a network in the first place. And indeed, that's exactly what happened. And I can picture myself, it was an early morning networking meeting. You get them at all times of day, but this was, February time of year. I remember driving into this place, cold, dark, because it's early in the morning. It was literally 6 a.m. or something. And as I pulled in, I still had my seatbelt on, and I was there just thinking, what am I doing? What am I doing? And my heart was going, oh my God, what am I doing? And I so nearly just turned the engine back on and drove back out. Honestly, I didn't want to go. Thought, come on, it can't be that bad. Let's get in there. And actually I found, I know rationally that I can talk to another human being and have a good conversation. I know I can do that. It just feels a bit awkward sometimes to go and approach strangers in that way. What I found over time is actually, because like I say, there's lots of these people out there, there's ways and means to help you do that. And there's ways and means to connect effectively with people when you are an introvert.
And so what is your approach to networking today? Like, how do you value connections?
Networking and connections is everything. Professional relationships, you don't have anything without your network. In terms of generating business, in terms of building good relationships with your colleagues, in terms of building good relationships with your clients and keeping them as clients, it's fundamental to everything that we do in business. And I'm on my soapbox about this sometimes. Yeah. I think that relationship building should be taught as part of curriculums in schools and universities, honestly. Yes. I went to university, I did a business degree, and I did modules on strategy and accounting and economics and whatever else. Okay, I've used them to a certain extent in my career, but there was not one word on how to talk to people, how to build a relationship with someone. And I just think that's so fundamental to what we all do.
Yeah, I agree with you so much. It's such a fundamental skill in the business world. It helps you, no matter what your career is, networking, connecting people is so important. Definitely. Now, obviously, when you connect people, you introduce people, your goal is to help others build value around you. But at some point, you do have to monetize somehow.
Yes.
So how do you walk that fine line between monetizing your network, but also building trust and long-term relationships?
Well, it has to come from a basis of trust, because the fact is, I'm in the world of referrals. That's my game. That's what we're looking for. And I'm never going to refer anyone unless there's an element of trust there. Because why? Let's say you've got 3 people that are involved in a referral. You've got the person who's looking for work. They're trying to grow their business. You've got the person who needs a need fulfilled or a service fulfilled. So they're the recipient of the service. And then there's me in the middle who's going to introduce the 2 together. Now, I'm not going to say that person A, the first one who's going to deliver the service, is going to do a bad job. I'm not trying to claim that. But if they were to do a bad job, who does it reflect most badly on? Okay, it's not good for them, sure. Yeah. And that person over there who's wanting the service fulfilled isn't going to have, going to be pleased about it. But it's actually me in the middle who's referred them to them that's actually going to have the biggest hit to their credibility. So it's all about credibility. Yeah. So to get to the point of, I talk about visibility, get to know people first. Mm. You'll have heard the know, like, trust paradigm. This is similar to that. I talk about visibility, get to know someone, meet them, get to understand them, get to know them as a person. Then you've got to go through credibility. That's the trust portion. That's where you get to be able to be confident that they're going to, it's not only protect my reputation, but actually they're going to enhance my reputation. If I know they're good, they're just going to, I'm going to look good because I've referred them on. And once you've gone through visibility and credibility, that's where you can have a two-way relationship. And I call that the profitability section. So yeah, visibility first, get to know each other. Credibility, get to know if you're each other any good. But then when you've got that, move to profitability and make it work for you. Monetize it, make referrals happen, bring business in. That's where it should be.
Perfect. Now, how do you track introductions, and how do platforms like introstars, which help you track every introduction you make and receive and guarantee you get paid as an introducer if a deal comes out of it, how does that change the game for yourself or also for other people around there who are networking and connecting people?
Well, it's essential to track what you're doing. One of the biggest fundamental challenges, most people, most prospects who come to me, most clients I work with, is they go and network, sure, they go to an event here or they jump on LinkedIn there, but they just do it in a completely random fashion. I call it random acts of networking. And okay, it's all good. I'm not saying it's a bad thing to do, but does it really lead anywhere? Does it lead to results? And let's face it, as we were saying before, you need an ROI, you need to have results coming from it. So absolutely tracking what you're doing. What are you giving? What are you receiving? How are you helping people? Who are you meeting? How are you connecting with them? Track it. Whether it's a simple spreadsheet, a complicated CRM, or a system like introstars, absolutely tracking your networking, tracking the results, tracking the progress. It's vital to making it work.
Cool. Do you see any trends in networking or in business connections, and how do those trends affect your own way of networking and connecting people?
There's always trends in terms of what's happening. There's always new technologies coming out and new ways of doing things. AI is obviously the current big thing that's changing the way we do things. But I do fundamentally believe that the basic principles of just getting to know people and getting to like them and trust them, that's always, well, it's always going to be important, and I don't care whether we're sending message to each other in an AI generated world or we're just sat across the table from each other. We still need to have that basis of a relationship. That's the most important thing.
Exactly. Human to human trust, human relationships, that will always be there no matter where the trends are, right?
No doubt.
I'm with you. So where can people find you today? What are you working on? Any cool, exciting projects you want to share? Anything you want to share?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, best place to find me is on LinkedIn, Charlie Lawson. That's probably the best way to do it. You can find my book we talked about before, Unnatural Networker. If you just Google that, you'll find that very quickly. Website, unnaturalsuccess.com. If you want to find out how good a networker you are, I have a little quiz you can do. You can just go to my homepage. You'll see it straight away there. What am I working on at the moment? Well, I really help professional service people, lawyers, accountants, architects, IT, engineers, people like that who love the work that they do, but they don't like talking about it or going to talk to other people about it. So love their work, but don't like to go and bring in new business or collaborate effectively with each other. They're the people I like to help. So I go and train them, whether that's at conferences, as a keynote speaker, or going into firms and actually just training groups and cohorts of people. That's what I do.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Charlie. I can't wait to do your networking test to see if I'm a good networker or not.
I think you're going to score okay. You'll be all right.
Can't wait to try it. Thank you so much, Charlie, for your wisdom today. Great to have you on the show. And hope to see you very soon at many more events, speeches, or any other of your LinkedIn activity. Thank you so much.
Cheers.
Take care.
Appreciate it.
Thanks. Bye.